Hi, good morning. In today's session, I'm going to focus on dynamic data masking. Already we have seen what is meant by dynamic data masking, and then we have seen various use cases on dynamic data masking, like how to do the partial data masking, as well as how to do the column level dynamic masking. The dynamic data masking is one of the column level security feature. Okay, column level security feature. It will allows the data to be masked as it is accessed. When someone try to access, at the time only dynamically the data will be masked rather than being permanently altered in the database. Whatever the data you're masking, right, that is not permanently stored in database. Okay, which whoever user login at the time, for the corresponding user, if they have some privileges, they can able to see the entire data. If they don't have privileges, what will happen, right? The particular column, whichever contains PII, that will be masked dynamically. That's what I'm mentioning here. The data to be masked if it is accessed. If someone try to access, then only data will be masked, rather than permanently altered in the database. Now, I'm not going to give much information about dynamic data masking, because in the previous session we have seen what is meant by dynamic data masking, everything you've seen. Straight away, I'm going for the use case, how to do the conditional data masking. Okay, the topic today is how to do the conditional data masking. Just I'll make a hint here. How to perform here conditional data masking, or you can say conditional dynamic data masking. Dynamic data masking. This is the topic today we're going to see. After that, we're going to discuss how to alter a masking policy in a column level security, how to drop a masking policy, how to show a masking policy, how to describe a masking policy. These are the various column level security features we're going to see, like how to alter, how to drop, how to show the masking policies, what are the policies we have so far, what are the policies we have created. We can see the description. For this, we can see the describe masking policies. Now, straight away going for demo session, just create a new SQL worksheet. Yeah. Now it will navigate to the Snow site. Now you can see the default system role will be account admin. The var is going to be compute_WH. Now straight away going to follow the steps one by one. Already we have discussed the steps, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same thing again. For first thing, if I want to create database, schema, and table, which system role I have to go for? Anyone? If I want to create a database, schema, and then table, which system defined role I have to choose?
System admin, sir.
System administrator. Okay, you have to use system administrator, and then you can create database. Database means analytics, and then you can create a schema, create or replace schema, analytics.hr. Schema is HR name. And then table name is going to be employees table. And then finally, we are creating around 6 columns. We are trying to insert few of the values. Now, what I'm going to do is just I'm going to create all the steps in a single shot, because I've already seen this part. I'm creating database, schema, and table. Straight away inserting the 9 records. Just copy and then paste as it is. Just try to run. Now it will execute step by step in a sequential manner. Now the last statement is insert statement. You can see 9 records were inserted. Okay, good. The next step we're going to see. I made a steps here clearly. Create a custom role with masking privileges. For that reason, I'm creating a database schema, tables, and inserting few records. Now I'm going to create 3 custom roles. What are 3 custom roles I have to create? One is
Data
analyst, data engineer, and data scientist. Okay, you can create any name. Okay, because of its name is very catchy. That's why I'm keeping this data analyst, data engineer, data scientist. Good. Now, if you want to create this custom roles, which system role you have to choose it?
security admin.
Security admin, you have to choose it. Okay, security admin have the privilege to create the roles. Okay, and then they can grant the privilege from one role to another role. Now, what I'm doing is I'm creating a role, custom role called data analyst, data engineer, and data scientist. After creating the custom roles, what I'm doing is I'm granting data analyst to the role of system admin. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm granting data analyst role to system admin. Okay, now it will comes under system admin. Under system admin, you can see data analyst, data engineer, and data scientist. Data scientist. Good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create in a single shot. I'm going to create custom role and granting the role data analyst to system admin. Just copy and paste as it is. Yeah, good. Now just run this commands. It's 1 out of 8. Now it's 8 out of 8. Okay, now it's successfully completed. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm moving to system admin because under system admin only we have the data analyst, data engineer, and data scientist. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide for the database access. Okay, this data analyst, I'm granting usage. Usage means I'm giving permission on database analytics to role. Which role? To data analyst role. Okay, and then for this role, I am providing schema access. Schema, analytics schema. Sorry, HR schema. And then for this data analyst role, I am providing access for all the tables under the schema of HR schema. Now, for each role, I am providing the access for database schema and then
Select on all tables.
select on all tables in which schema?
Analytics schemes.
Analytics schema,
HR
right?
schema, sir.
HR schema.
scheme.
HR schema.
Sir.
Under HR schema, we are providing all, you can select all the tables to which role? Data analyst role. Okay, now what we can do is the same thing you're going to apply for data engineer as well as data scientist. For 3 roles, we have access for database schema, and then under the schema, we have access for all the tables. Okay, I'm going to do in a single shot. Now, if you want to grant the access under which role, you have to do it. Under which system role you have to do it. If you want to grant some access, database access, schema access, tables access, under which system defined role you have to give the access. Sujita Priya, my question is very simple, it's straightforward. Okay, if you want to provide
System
any
admin, sir.
system admin, you have to use system admin to grant the usage for database, schema, and tables to the custom roles. Okay, just copy as it is and execute it. Now it's 1 out of 10. Yeah, 6 out of 10, and then it's going to be 7 out of 10. See, you are running Snowflake, that's why you can see the slowness. If you are running in SnowSQL, right, it'll be very faster. Okay, good. Now the next step I'm going to do is want to create the I want to create I want to grant this is for warehouses. Till now, we given access for database schema and then tables. Now I'm going to grant this is for
Warehouse, sir.
warehouse. To which role?
Data analyst.
Data analyst, data engineer, and data scientist. Okay, I'm providing the warehouse permission to the warehouse computer underscore WH. Now, with the help of account admin, you can use system admin as well, but account admin having higher privileges, so I used account admin here. Okay, just copy, and then now you can provide the access for the warehouses. It's 1 out of 4. Yeah, now it's 4 out of 4. Now, granting the permission for warehouse is completed. The next step is we want to create the users. I want to create the users. For users, which system role you will choose? So, in the world, for creating a users, which user admin you have to choose it. Okay, user admin, I have a privilege to create a users. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the user role, user admin, and then for creating user, create or replace user, the user name, password is nothing but SF123, command is nothing but data analyst, and then must change password equal to false. Only admin can able to change the password, but as a user, you can't able to change the passwords. Okay, that's why must change password equal to false. If it is true, then you can change the passwords. User can able to change the passwords. Just I'm going to copy these 3 things, and then I'm going to create a user. Let's see. Yeah, now just create a users. Steve 323 and Bruce 3. Now it's 4 out of 4. Good. Successfully completed. Now the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grant data analyst to the user. Okay, I'm going to assign the role to the corresponding user. Data analyst role to Tony 3. Data engineer role to Steve 3. Data scientist role to Bruce 3. Like this, I'm going to assign the roles to the users. If you want to assign roles to users, which system defined role you have to choose? If you want to assign role to users, which system defined role you have to choose?
Security admin, sir.
Security admin. You have to choose security admin. Then you can provide the role to users. You can provide the access. Now just copy the things as it is. Now what I'm going to do is just I'm going to execute this command. See guys, line is coming down like 90. Okay. These are the preliminary steps you have to follow in order to perform a conditional data masking. Good. Okay. Now we have completed all the preliminary steps. Now we go for step 1. Create a custom role with masking privileges. The step number 1 you have to follow. Just come down, guys. Now what I'm doing is I'm creating one custom role called masking admin, and then I'm going to create one masking policy. Grant create masking policy on schema. Schema name is
HR, sir.
HR schema. Okay. to the corresponding role masking admin. Whenever reading, right, you should think like this. You're getting a masking policy on the schema called HR schema to the corresponding role you're assigning as masking admin. Okay, and then what you are doing is, and then you are granting permission. You're just applying the permission. Okay, applying the masking policy on the account, current account, to which role? To the masking admin role. To the masking admin role, you are doing all these things. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a step 1. These are all steps we have defined it clearly in the pre-session itself. Just copy and then paste it. Step number 1 is completed. Yeah, one second, guys. I think, insufficient privileges to operate on the role masking admin. Because, see, guys, what's the current role actually now?
Security.
Security admin. That's why it's saying insufficient privilege to operate a role. Okay, because it's not able to create any role. For creating a role, which system defined role you go for? For creating a roles. Come again. For creating a role, right? Just to why it's showing like I'm not able to create a role masking admin. Okay, now once again, don't blabber. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the account admin because account admin has the entered privileges. Okay, now just what you can do is guys, once again, okay, just will copy as it is. Okay, now you can create the masking admin. Let's see. It's 1 out of 3. Yeah, it's successfully completed. Now step number 1 is completed. Good. Step number 2. Assign masking policy to the existing role or user. Okay, already getting a masking policy. Then you have to assign the masking policy to the existing role or user. You can assign it. Step number 2. What I'm doing is already I created a masking policy. Okay, called masking admin. I'm assigned to the role. Assigned to the role.
Data engineer.
Data engineer. And then I'm already having the masking policy called masking admin. Assigned to the user as
Steve 3.
Steve 3. Like this, you have to do for the remaining 2 roles, data analyst and data scientist, and then you have to assign to the corresponding users. Okay, just copy the step number 2. Sujita Priya, I'm expecting the answers from you. Don't be idle. Okay, now we are providing, granting the role from masking admin to the role of data engineer, as well as masking admin role to the user. Guys, using security admin also you can do, okay, for granting role to role and role to users. Good. Next thing is step 3. This is the one we are going to do today. Create a conditional data masking in Snowflake. This is the one of the use case we're going to do today. Step number 3. Now, in step number 3, what we want to do is we have to create a masking policy. Create or replace masking policy. The masking policy name is
Email mask.
Email mask. Sujita Priya, the masking policy name is? The masking policy name is?
Email masking, sir.
Email mask. Where is email masking? I'm not able to see any email masking here. Where
email
is
mask?
Email mask. It is email mask, not masking. Email mask. And then we are giving one alias, and then we are giving the arguments. How many arguments we have? How many arguments we have?
Two arguments, sir.
Two arguments we have. Okay, one is a mask underscore column and then conditional columns. Okay, one is string, another one is number. Okay, the return type is going to be string for us. If anyone creating this masking policy email mask, the return type will be going to be string for us. That's why return string. And then we are writing one case statement. Case when if someone passing any conditional column here, if it is less than 105, then what I do? You should not mask that corresponding column. If the conditional column value is less than 105, then you should not mask that corresponding column. If it is greater than 105, what do you have to do?
We want to mask the column.
You have to mask that column. That is called conditional data masking in Snowflake. We can give some conditions. As per the conditions, it won't do the masking. In the else condition, if it is 105, conditional column is 105, 106, 107, 108, definitely it's going to mask that corresponding row alone. It's going to mask. Corresponding row value, it's going to mask. Okay, finally, it's going to be end. Now I'm going to create a email mask with the help of two columns. One is called mask column, another conditional column. Okay, return type is going to string for us. Just copy and paste as it is. Okay, now just create your masking policy. Syntax error. Why it's throwing syntax error for me? Just 1 second, guys. Yeah. Now you can create your masking policy, call email mask. Yeah, now it's created. It's called email underscore mask. Okay. Now the next statement is I going to for email mask, I want to set the columns, right? For email mask, I want to set the columns. One is mask column, another one is
Condition
column. For that, I'm using called alter table. If the table is exist, if the employee table is exist, then only I going to modify the column. Guys, remember, I'm going to alter the table. If the table employees exist, then only I'm going to modify the column called email column. Okay, now I can show the column. If you scroll down above, right? Sorry, if you scroll a little bit up, you can see that's the column called
email, sir.
Email column. Okay, now just come to the line of 126. Okay, now I'm modifying the email column. Set the masking. I'm setting masking policy for which column?
Email column.
Email column. That's why I mentioned here setting masking policy email mask. Already given a name called email mask. For this email column, I'm setting the masking policy. You have to use using is a keyword actually. In that, what we have to do is we have to provide two columns. Mask column is
email, sir.
Email. Conditional column is
employee ID, sir.
Employee ID. Conditional column is employee ID. You can see here, that's why I'm highlighting here. Conditional column is employee ID. We are passing the two column arguments. One is a mask column, another conditional column. Now, in the employee ID, if you see here, right, you can see 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. If I giving conditional mask is less than 105, what will happen to the email column?
Up to 104, not masked.
After 105, 105 or greater than 105, it will be masked. Okay, that's what we are doing. The conditional data masking. Guys, you should be very clear. This is the way you can do the conditional masking. Okay, now it's very simple, guys. Just copy. Now, try to use the alter statement. Just run it. Now what happened, guys? Just once again, the invalid identifier email. Okay, why it's coming invalid identifier email here? Invalid identify email. Okay, or it's email only, right? Let's give a try. Why it's giving invalid identifier email? One second, guys. Just something checking off for email. It's already email, right? Email. Okay. Same thing only here. It's here. Modify column email. What a table name actually, guys? It's see, guys, the table name employees. But we given. But we given is
Employee. Yes.
employee. That's a problem here. Okay, that's why it's saying column is not exist. Make it employees, and then make its email. Okay, now it will work, guys. Yeah, now it's working fine. Statement executed successfully. Good. Now what I'm going to do is everything is completed. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is just I'm going to check this email mask. For this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the role of data analyst. Okay. Switch to the role of data analyst. Now we can have the value of command underscore WH, and then you have to query this table. And a schema, we have table called tables. Now just query the table. Select star from employees. Now what happened, guys? You have to say what happened.
Sir, the value is lesser than 105 is not mass, sir. Greater than 105, it is mass, sir.
It's a dynamic data masking. You have to say dynamic. Whenever you switch to the corresponding role at the instant only, when you're trying to access the data at the instant only, it's the value get masked. It's called dynamic. You have to remember it's a dynamic. Whenever try to query the table at the fly, it's get masked, but it's not permanently stored in the database. Okay, good. Now I'm going to give an example for you guys. Just I'm signing out here. I'm signing out here. Now I'm going to use one user. The user is going to be which user can go for Bruce 3. Okay, data scientist. And then the password is SF@123 success factor. I think it's in caps. Let's check this. Yeah, correct. Yeah, now it's going to snow side. Now go create a new worksheet. Okay. Now I'm not able to see any database. Just go to the role and choose data scientist role. And then command underscore WH. Now you can see the database. And choose the analytics and then schema, college schema. And then you can choose it as select star from Bruce 3. Okay, good. Sorry, select star employees, right?
Employees.
Employees. The same thing should happen. It's happening, right?
Yes, sir.
That's why it's called conditional data masking. See, the remaining two users will do the same thing. Like if you are going for a data analyst role or data scientist role, okay, if whatever role you're choosing, right, the same conditional data masking will apply. Now, straight away going to the admin account. Okay, just signing in. The admin account. Okay, now going to the worksheet and Snowsite. Yeah, now everything is good, guys. Okay, now what we're going to see is we have completed all the steps. Okay, step 1, step 2, step 3, and then how to alter the masking policies we're going to see now. We have seen step 1, step 2, step 3. Now we're going to see step 4, how to alter the masking policies in Snowflake. The step number 4 is, these are the syntax I given to you. You can do it later. Okay. If you want to alter the masking policy, you can use the statement alter masking policy. You can use if exist, remove these brackets. If exist, give the policy name, set body equal to, you can write case when statements. Sendamal, you can write case when statements you can write. You can write so much conditions you can write. You can write some expressions using case when. Got it?
Okay, sir.
Okay. And then second one is altering the masking policy. If exists, give the policy name. Okay. And rename to some other policy name. If you want to rename the policy name, you can go for liner 132. Sendamal, if you want to alter the policy name itself, which line number you will prefer, 131 or 132? You will prefer 132. Sujita Priya, which line you will prefer, 131 or 132?
132, sir.
132. If you want to rename policy name. Third one is, if you want to set some commands to a policy, okay, alter masking policy if exist, if the policies exist. If the policies exist, okay, then you can set command. You can give any commands for understanding. In single quotes, you can give any commands. That is nothing but step 4. I'm not going to do all these things, guys, okay, because it's going to kill our time. I already did same thing only. Like already we have seen these things. Just rename to give some other name. That's it. Now, straight away, what I'm going to do is I'm going for the step number 5. The step number 5 is extracting information of the existing masking policies Snowflake. If you already have some masking policies, you can see some informations in the existing masking policies. Okay, step number 5 I'm going to show. Very simple. Okay, I'm going to extract few information of the existing masking policies. In order to see some informations, what we can do is we can use show statement. Show masking policies. Okay, just copy and then paste it here. Yeah, one. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's cursor is removing. Okay. Now, just what I'm going to do is I'm going to put show masking policies. It will show all the existing policies. Whatever I created, right? You can see I created on this date and time. It gives me a timestamp for us. name is email mask, and then database name, schema name, what kind it is. It's a masking policy. One is account admin, and then one role type is role. Okay, these are the informations you can able to extract from the existing masking policies. If you want to see in the account level, we have to use
In account, sir.
in account. You have to see in the account level. Okay, if you have multiple accounts, right? If you want to see all the policies in the account level, you can see in account. Just run it. Okay, now you can see when it got created, name, database name, schema name, kind, owner. Okay, as of now, we have only one policy in the account. Though I have only one account, right? Good. The next thing I want to show is we want to describe your masking policy. Okay, you can use a describe statement. You can provide masking policy keyword, and then the policy name is string mask. Just copy as it is, and then paste it here. What happened, guys? Okay, just I will copy this one. Yeah, just run it.
Sir, we should use email masking.
Email
Rename.
mask, right? Yeah, it's email mask you have to use. Okay. Guys, we have to give email mask. Okay, now just run it. Now we can see the informations. Name, signature. Okay, signature in the sense, what are the arguments you have passed, what data types, and then data type is going to varchar for us, and then we can see the body. The body, we can see the conditions. What are the conditions we are given? We are given condition column less than 105. Then mask column, else just mask it. Okay, these are the body it's providing. Okay, and if you provide describe, right, the masking policy will give the body and return type, and then signature. Finally, give the name for us. Now, step number 6. Step number 6 is nothing but how to drop a masking policies in Snowflake. Okay. After creating a masking policy, if not required, you can drop the masking policies. Now, first thing I want to show is you can able to see the informations through the information schema. I already said information schema is nothing but neural scheme. In the information schema, you can go for policy references. You can provide a policy name called email mask. Okay. And then just run this one. Now, you can see, we will see the information, what database of the policy, what schema of the policy, HR, policy name is email mask, policy kind is masking policy, and reference database name, reference schema name, and reference entity names, table name, reference entity domain, column name, reference column name, you use email, right? For masking column. And then the column name, conditional columns you used as employee ID. Okay. These tag things are going to take a separate session. Then only you can able to understand. There's a one kind of concept called tagging. Using tagging also you can do the masking as well. Okay, this part you're going to see it later. And the policy status is active. These are the informations you can able to see in the policy references. Now the next step is going to be how to drop a masking policy. The simple thing, drop masking policy and policy name you have to provide it. Drop masking policy and policy name. Masking policy syntax, and then policy name is email mask. Now drop the masking policy. Why? Because it's giving insufficient privileges because we are in the role of
Data analyst, sir.
Unless we have to switch to some account admin or security admin, you can go for. Now going for account admin. Now you can drop it. policy email cannot mask or delete because as is associated with one or more entities. Okay. It cannot be dropped because it's replaced by associated with one or more entities. Yeah, understood. Because we are assigning to one of those tables. That's the reason, I guess. Email mask cannot be dropped or replaced as is associated with one or more entities. That's true. Once again, guys, I will rename it and try to drop. For renaming, we have to use this one. Alter masking policy. Remove this angle brackets, square brackets. Policy name is email mask. Rename to email mask _1. Email mask _1. Here also we make _1. Just run the statements parallelly. Unexpected drop. Okay, I missed semicolon. Email mask cannot be dropped or replaced as is associated with one or more entities. 1 minute, guys. Now, see, guys, when I'm trying to drop this masking email mask _1, it cannot be dropped or replaced because it is associated with one or more entities. It's going to tables or views. Now, what we have to do is we have one command to unset the masking policy. Okay, just I'll show here. In the previous session, I took this unset. Okay, this for set. For unset, I took one command. Just will make unset. Yeah, now you can see, right? There is a one command called unset. Alter table if exists. Put the table name, modify column, and then give the column name. Unset.
Masking policy.
Policy. Sendamal. Unset. Masking policy. Now the same thing you have to apply it here. Okay, first you have to unset. Now I given the table name, modify column. The column name is going to be for me is email, right?
Email.
Email, and then this is how you can able to unset it. Okay, unset masking policy. Now you can able to drop it. Yeah, it's successfully executed. Now you can use the drop statement. Now you can able to execute the drop statement. Yeah, just put this drop statement. It's successfully
Dropped, sir.
dropped. Okay, because one is associated with another tables. Masking policy associated with some other tables or views. Then you have to unset it and then you have to drop it. Okay, guys. Today's session we have seen how to apply conditional data masking, how to alter the tables, how to unset it, the masking policy we have seen. I'm going to close session right now.